This is a SnapEd New York video presentation.
Hi everyone, my name is Jairi. I'm a nutrition educator for the SNAP Education and Obesity Prevention Program. Today we're going to be talking about making food choices for a healthy lifestyle by adding more vegetables to your day. Hopefully by the end of this video, you'll be able to include more vegetables to your meals, starting with the most important meal of the day, breakfast. We're going to be making a healthy, budget-friendly egg burrito and talk about the 5 food groups that we should eat every day. Healthy eating can be very challenging, and there are many reasons why it can be challenging. Let's talk a little bit about My Plate. My Plate is a guide on healthy eating that shows us the 5 food groups we should eat every day. The 5 food groups are grains, protein, fruits, vegetables, and dairy. Grains, like rice, bread, and pasta, are like the brooms we use to clean up the dirt in the house. It helps move things along in our body while providing us with the energy and many nutrients like fiber, vitamins, and minerals. Protein, like beans, meat, fish, eggs, nuts, and seeds, are great examples that help us build and repair our bodies. Fruits and vegetables are very great sources of many important nutrients we need to survive every day. Not one single fruit or vegetable can give us all types of nutrients, so it's important that we get a variety of both. And one way we can do this is by eating a rainbow of them. And finally, dairy, like milk and yogurt, provides calcium, which is great for maintaining our bones and teeth. Dark leafy vegetables and tofu also provide calcium, making them a great alternative. So today we're going to be making an egg, spinach, and pepper burrito for breakfast. Let's go over the ingredients and see how they plug into My Plate. So our ingredients include whole grain tortilla, which falls under the grain food group. We're using a red bell pepper, which falls under the vegetable group. We're using cilantro. Cilantro is an herb, but it can be considered a vegetable. We don't eat them in the same quantities as we would spinach, right? Which brings me to spinach now. Spinach is another vegetable. It can also fall into that group. And an onion, which is another vegetable. Our cheese falls under the dairy group, and our eggs fall under the protein group. So let's talk a little bit about how to select these ingredients from your supermarket. Let's start with the whole wheat tortilla. So you want to make sure that you're eating whole wheat tortilla to get the most fiber out of it, right? The most nutrients. And one way to make sure that you're buying that is by checking your ingredient list. If the very first ingredient list says whole wheat flour, then you know for sure your whole wheat tortilla is whole wheat. Our eggs, you want to make sure that when you're buying your eggs, they're refrigerated, there aren't any cracks, it'll save you from stomach flus. Your onions, make sure that they have firm, loose skin, that there aren't any dents, there are no soft spots. And you want to make sure that when you're buying your bell pepper, you're doing the exact same thing. They should be very bright in color. They should be glossy, no soft spots, no discoloration, and a healthy stem. And when you're buying your cilantro and your spinach, you want to make sure that these leafy greens are bright in color. They should be a dark green color. They should not be yellow, they should not be brown, they should not be black, and they should be crunchy as well. You should hear like a small crunch. This egg burrito recipe is very easy to make and can also be changed. Instead of using eggs, you can switch it up and use your choice of canned beans, which will provide the protein you need and is also very cost-friendly. Don't be afraid to switch up the recipe and use your favorite vegetables. I'm sure you'll make it just as delicious and healthy. This recipe costs about $2.05 per person, making just enough for about 3 to 4 people. And if you noticed, canola oil and salt and pepper are excluded from the cost list, assuming that these are ingredients that we have in our pantry and also last a long time. Let's start preparing our recipe by chopping up all of our ingredients. Before chopping, we're going to use a damp paper towel to make sure our cutting board doesn't slide. Starting with the onion, we're going to lay it on its side and chop off the opposite side of the root. The root holds the onion together and prevents it from falling apart when we are chopping. Now that we have a chopped off side, we can lay the onion flat on the surface to have better control. We're going to cut the onion in half, pointing the knife toward the cutting board and using our body weight to slice down. Now we have 2 halves. Peel the skins off and work with 1 half. We're going to rotate the onion so that the end cut faces your knife blade. Slice down through the onion as thin or as thick as you'd like without slicing the root. Slicing through the root will make the onion fall apart. Rotate the onion again and slice perpendicular to the first slices. The onion will naturally dice on its own until you reach the root. You can chop the dices smaller by mincing or roughly chopping the dices. To chop a bell pepper, we're going to slice off the top or the stem end of the pepper and the bottom end. Next, we're going to stand the pepper up and cut a slit down the side of the pepper. Now we're going to lay the pepper on its side and cut inside the shell to remove the core and the seeds. Once the core and seeds are removed, we're going to place the pepper down and cut the pepper in half. With the halves, we're going to start thinly slicing into strips. Repeat this with the other half. Once we have thin strips, we can rotate the strips and start cubing the slices. And now you have chopped bell peppers. The best way to chop any leafy greens like spinach and cilantro is by balling it up or rolling it into a tight pack and chopping away. I'm going to show you both ways. For the spinach, we're just going to stack the leaves on top of each other and roll the leaves together. Then we're going to chop the rolled leaves away as thick or as thin as you'd like. Now that we have all of our ingredients prepared, let's start cooking. I know, finally, right? Crack 4 eggs into a bowl and use either a whisk or a fork to whisk your eggs. Have your heat on medium heat and add 1/4 of a teaspoon of oil onto the pan. Swirl the pan to make sure the entire pan is coated in oil. Grab a handful of onions and add to the pan. You can use the spatula to saute the onions until they are translucent. Add your red bell pepper and saute for about 5 minutes. I know your house must smell good by now. Then, add your spinach until slightly wilted. Spinach cooks very fast and gets smaller as you cook. Adding about a handful or 2 can be just enough. Wow, look at those beautiful colors. Remember, the more colors, the better for us. You can flatten out your veggies and add your eggs and swirl the pan until the entire surface is coated evenly. Let your eggs cook for about a minute or until it is semi-solid, and then you can fold your eggs in half to create an omelet, or you can use your spatula to scramble your eggs. I decided to scramble my eggs. You can turn the heat off now and add your cilantro and cheese. Cheese is completely optional, but don't forget to add your salt and pepper to taste. You can use any other spice you desire to get the taste you wish for. And don't worry, even if the heat is turned off, your cheese will still melt. You can add your eggs into your already heated tortilla. To fold your tortilla into a burrito, fold one side of the tortilla up to the center. Then, fold the sides and press down or turn the burrito over and let it rest on the folded side. Use a knife to cut your burrito in half, and you can enjoy this with a side of fruit and your morning coffee, tea, or water. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found it easy to add more vegetables to your day. Don't forget to take a snapshot of your healthy, delicious burrito breakfast and use the hashtag SnapEdNY. Have an excellent day.
Thank you for joining us today. We know the healthy choice isn't always the easiest choice, but small changes can make a big difference. Start today by getting involved with SnapEd New York. This program is free for those who qualify or receive SNAP benefits. We want to help you save time, save money, and eat healthy. Learn how SnapEd can make a difference in your life. For more information and to find your local program, visit snapedny.org. This material is funded by USDA's Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. SNAP. This institution is an equal opportunity provider.